Jeffrey Epstein was a product of at least one element of the intelligence community. I would bet money on it.
The CIA, FBI.
I don't know who ran him, but he knew a tremendous amount about my scientific work in ways he wasn't supposed to. Very powerful people told me I needed to meet him. He certainly was not a financier in any standard sense. That was a cover story.
Hey everyone, welcome. In this video, I'm breaking down one of the most intense conversations from the Diary of a CEO podcast. Steven Bartlett sits down with Eric Weinstein, a brilliant and controversial thinker, to talk about everything from AI threats and deep state secrets to space colonization and global collapse. I've pulled out 9 of the most powerful moments from the episode and added my own take on each one. So let's get right into it. 1. Eric Weinstein on Epstein, intelligence, and the destruction of science. Okay, this one is wild. Eric drops a bomb right at the start. He thinks Epstein wasn't just some creepy billionaire, but part of something way bigger, possibly intelligence. And the scariest part, Eric says Epstein had deep knowledge about scientific work he had no business knowing. It makes you wonder how much of science is being manipulated from the shadows. Super heavy stuff.
Jeffrey Epstein was a product of at least one element of the intelligence community. I would bet money on it. I don't know who ran him, but he knew a tremendous amount about my scientific work in ways he wasn't supposed to. Very powerful people told me I needed to meet him. He certainly was not a financier in any standard sense. That was a cover story. I need to know what this thing was, and I want to know why people don't investigate it. I want to know why nobody asks for the filings. But I think more than anything, we don't trust our scientists because our scientists are the most powerful people in our society. Our government is to get the science to give us as much power as possible. But then they castrate the scientists, belittle them, destroy their families, their lives, their ability to earn, because our government isn't good enough to keep its own secrets.
2. You're looking at the end, man. Eric doesn't hold back here. He's genuinely worried about where the world is heading. He talks about hypersonic missiles, nuclear threats, and how we've become numb to chaos. It's intense, but also kind of important to hear. He's not just panicking, he's pointing out how fragile the systems we rely on really are.
I'm not kidding. You're looking at the end, man.
Do you really think this is the start of the end?
The big problem is that we share one atmosphere. All of humanity's eggs are in one basket.
So what needs to happen to get me a future?
I grew up in a different world where things were tense because there were 2 players, and it was more or less the US and the Soviets. The post-World War II order is here to stop us from using the technologies that came out of this. And I talk about this a lot. There was a 6-month period between November of 52 and April of 53 where we unlocked first the power of the nucleus because we could fuse hydrogen, and the other thing we were able to do was figure out the 3-dimensional structure of nucleic acid in the form of the double helix. And suddenly, in no time flat, we had access to the 2 most powerful levers humanity has ever had, or perhaps ever will.
3. Physics or extinction. Eric Weinstein's urgent warning. Here, Eric makes a strong case that physics, not politics or even tech, is what's going to save us. Basically, you can't build a future if you don't understand the rules of the universe first. We're pouring money into engineering, but without the science behind it, we're just spinning our wheels. This one really made me think.
When it comes to science, and he's being a total hero when it comes to engineering. But you can't engineer your way to the stars with the science we have. Remarkable, because it's not going that way. And that's what the physics part is. Like, I talk about physics constantly. Physics is the only thing that's going to get you a future. And we've now gotten powerful enough to really screw it up, right? And so
through nukes or through carbon emissions.
This is our womb. This is not our home. You know that song Closing Time?
No, I don't.
Closing Time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Why don't you just stay here and fix this planet?
Because you can't.
4. Nobody cares about legacy anymore. This clip hit me hard. Eric talks about how people don't care about legacy anymore, and it's not because they're selfish, it's because they don't believe there's a future worth planning for. That kind of existential dread is more common than we think, and he nails the connection between hopelessness and inaction.
How much do you care about people saying your name 4 generations out?
Me?
Yeah, you.
You're probably asking the wrong person, because I just don't think legacy matters because I'm going to be dead.
That's right. I'm asking all of you who believe in that is so sad. It is so weird that no one cares about their legacy because they don't see a future. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm desperate to get you a future so that you care.
What needs to happen to get me a future?
Something remarkable, something utterly remarkable, because it's not going there. And that's what the physics part is. Like, I talk about physics constantly. Physics is the only thing that's going to get you a future.
5. We need religion, said the atheist. This one's kind of surprising. Eric, who doesn't even believe in God, says we still need religion, not for belief, but for structure, something to hold society together. It's such a thoughtful take on why things feel so unmoored lately. Even if you're not religious, you'll get why he thinks this stuff matters.
Do you think we need religion?
Yeah, said the atheist.
Are you an atheist?
Yeah, but I take religion super seriously. I don't think we're meant to live without it.
That's an interesting conundrum.
I don't think so. Everybody gets hung up on it. I sort of wonder what their problem is. In part, religion and prayer is there to keep us from unhooking all of these protective things and just turning life into a hoot. You can have a hoot without religion, but if everybody has a hoot, the whole society collapses. At some point, I think the president of the United States may have said that people who defend this country were suckers, something like that. And I thought, God damn you.
6. We're all just LLMs. Honestly, this one's a trip. Eric basically says we're walking, talking large language models, just repeating patterns and scripts instead of actually thinking. It's funny at first, but then you're like, wait, he might be right. Kind of freaky when you really think about how much of our lives are on autopilot.
You and I are two chatbots for the most part. You're a good one.
Thank you.
I'm on a huge platform again. Like, you know, if you think about greetings, your assistant was very kind. I got out of a black car that you guys sent around, and I was greeted with the phrase, there he is, the man, the myth, and I knew what was coming next, the legend, right? Hey buddy, how are you? Good. Things have been really busy. How about you? Well, I got some travel coming up, kind of excited about it, but I have to get through some work first. I understand. That's an entirely scripted conversation.
7. Eric Weinstein on AI, stop waiting for AGI. We're all waiting for this big moment when AGI arrives, but Eric's like, guys, it's already here in pieces. AlphaFold, drone tech, LLMs, these are the game changers happening now. It's a good reminder to stop obsessing about the future and pay attention to what's already transforming our world.
Do you think AGI is coming? Do you think we'll survive AGI? Will AGI be good or bad? All of that's pre-programmed.
No.
Okay, so they took green fluorescent protein out of jellyfish.
Yeah.
And they spliced them into the nucleic acids of rabbits. And the Turks bred all of these glow-in-the-dark bunnies. AlphaFold figured it out for the most part, like to an enormous extent. Humans were stuck there.
8. This is the undoing of the world order. This one is intense. Eric talks about how the systems that held the world together since World War II are coming apart, and we're not really ready for what comes next. It's not doomsday stuff. It's more like, hey, if the rules of the game are changing, maybe we should pay attention.
So you think this is the start of escalation?
This is the start of the undoing of the post-World War II order. The idea that the post-World War II order is still in place is astounding.
Bring the crap out of ourselves.
Well, I don't know. How did you feel about the hypersonic missiles? Like, we started this and I'm talking about tropical fruit because I'm trying to figure out whether I should buy a jackfruit and stink up my wife's kitchen. You know, and on the other hand, I just saw hypersonic missiles slam into the buildings. Iran is almost nuclear. China is pissed off about Iran because it was trying to make a play through the region. North Korea is watching. Subtract the screens and forget about style. How do you know you're not in 1973?
9. You can't stay on this planet. It sounds dramatic, but Eric makes a good point here. Earth is fragile. One atmosphere, one planet. If something big goes wrong, there's no backup. He's not saying give up on Earth, but we should be thinking bigger. Not just about rockets and Mars, but about investing in science that can actually get us there.
The big problem is that we share one atmosphere.
Yeah.
So everything that can, all the really bad things, whether it's pathogens, like imagine something COVID-like but far worse. And we've now gotten powerful enough to really screw it up, right? And so
Through nukes or through carbon emissions.
this is our womb. This is not our home. You know that song Closing Time?
No, I don't.
Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because you can't. The odds of fixing one sphere for a permanent future. But my children don't have children, and their children don't have children, and I care about them, and they're not even here.
All right, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking with me. I hope this breakdown gave you something to think about. Eric Weinstein is a complicated thinker, and you don't have to agree with everything he says to see the value in really grappling with his ideas. If any of these moments hit you hard or made you pause, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. What do you agree with? What do you completely disagree with? Let's talk about it. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, it really helps if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I've got more breakdowns, deep dives, and commentary coming your way. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.